Tell you what grinds my gears. I think that's one of the things that irks me the most about this business. Oh yeah, we'll get out of here. I hope. Famous last words. Yeah, I bet they cry themselves to sleep at night when they stay here. Welcome back, everyone. Today is going to be a day in the life for your propane guy. Last night we got some drizzling rain, and it's kind of making downhill driveways like this a pain. Got to pull them from the road. I'll tell you what grinds my gears is that propane tank down there was one that we swapped out. It was another company's, obviously, but it's been here for years. We put these tanks in new. I'll check the date on them and see how long that's been sitting here. Oh, come on. These tanks are 2019. It's 2025. It's been sitting here for 5 years. A lot of people ask me about shoveling a path or snow blowing a path for us, and I gotta tell you, most of the time I really wish they wouldn't, because half the time it's in the wrong place and the hose just slides better over the snow, you know, and we dress for the winter. I mean, like, snow doesn't bother us, you know, so I prefer to just pull it over the snow most of the time anyways. So that phone call is exciting because my brother and I just bought some stuff for the fireplace business. Over the summer I do quite a bit of tree work, and we're gonna really start getting into selling firewood. So we ended up buying an Avant 528 with the timber grab and some other attachments, and we just bought a brand new split force 1320T. So the Avant should, from what I've been told, it's going to be delivered to us later this week, and I'm hoping to go pick up the split force sometime next week. Now, one of the things I try and do with the splitter on here, or spitter right here, is I try not to leave, you know, just let it rip open the whole time I'm filling. Because as you can imagine, you would get a lot of calls from people smelling propane. So I try and just feather it on and off, so I'm not just letting it all out and creating more work for myself. It wasn't bad coming down this, but a little tougher going back uphill. Right, on to the next. This house, we changed out the HVAC system in the fall, and I haven't seen anyone touch the driveway or anyone show any signs of actually being here since we did the HVAC system. Flashers, wheel chock. Oh, that was deep. You guys can see what I was talking about in the previous video. We can be directly underneath the window here but we got to be at least 5 feet away from like a basement window over there, and 10 feet away from the AC unit, the condenser. Anytime I deliver the tanks, I try and clear the snow out from the monitors. That way, if the snow does end up melting, it doesn't pull the monitors off with them. The magnets they use are fairly stout, so it's not typically an issue, but... Alright, next house we're going to is kind of cool. Especially if you like to daydream about what it's like to have obscene amounts of money. It's a massive log cabin, and God, I've never asked, but the thing looks like it's at least 10,000 square feet, if not 15. You know, it's not even a full-time home. But hopefully we get in. Typically the driveway is just in not awful shape, but the whole thing is surrounded by pines, so it never fully melts. So you really got to be careful about getting in there. Had a question on a previous video. You know, what's typical for usage for heating a house? If you're talking new house today, you know, new insulation standards, obviously it depends on the size of the house, how cold it is, you know, 1,000 variables that go into it. But what we're seeing is a typical newly constructed house, it'll take between 400 and 800 gallons to heat it. Bigger houses are obviously going to take more. Some of the older houses, you know, we usually tell people to expect between 700 and 1,500 gallons per year. And I gotta tell you what, the insulation coats, they've really come a long way, because we've noticed a dramatic difference, especially with some of the contractors we work with. You know, they'll go set up, you know, build subdivisions, and we'll end up just setting tanks at all the houses. And the last few years, the amount of propane that these houses go through aren't anything like what they used to go through. You know, which is good for everyone except us, but it's sour grapes for us, I guess. I think that's one of the things that irks me the most about this business is, you know, propane and oil is something that no one wants to pay for. Even the rich, you know, they drive me nuts with it. It's like, you'll go out and spend 300 grand on a car, or, you know, fancy landscaping at your house, but you'll beat me up over using 1,500 gallons of fuel at your place. That's kind of why I like working the fireplace business more. We tend to sell products that people actually want to pay for. Alrighty, are we going to risk it? Yeah, I think we're going to. They haven't scraped off that top layer, and they'll probably still be pretty crunchy, and I've got new tires on this thing. And I'm not completely unloaded either, so I still got a fair amount of weight on the truck. The tough thing about this driveway is he's got like landscape lights going all up and down the driveway, and it's tight to begin with. Oh, ow. Hitting all the trees. Here we go. Here we go. Oh yeah, we'll get out of here, I hope. Famous last words. Ow. Caught this one just in the nick of time. Got some generator tanks up here. They usually don't need anything, but the ticket always prints with it. Oh. Yeah, I bet they cry themselves to sleep at night when they stay here. Must be awful. Probably makes them sick. This is obviously jealousy speaking here. I don't really hate on them for having money. but it is a nice house. What I need to do is talk to this guy about thinning out some trees or taking out some deadwood. Got a nice big one over there. That tree just has dead branches all the way up. If some of you are wondering what these markers are on here, a lot of the guys go through here and they mark on the gauge where the tank starts spitting, so you have a good reference for it when you make future deliveries. I think next year we might end up adding a second 500 here. This 500 does fine, they haven't had issues, but man, he can really chug through the fuel. Just make it easier to get out here and not be so close on him running out. Yeah, right on the money. 364. So it was close, but not quite. When you fill a 500-gallon tank to 80%, it'll take 400 gallons. Not factoring in temperature compensation. There, let's see if we can get out of here. Give us a little spin control. I normally clip this rock right here in the corner. I got it this time. And we're out. Non-eventful. Alright, so this next delivery you guys might recognize. We did a log set here not too long ago. I'm just gonna turn around. Look at this. I wasn't overly optimistic about this delivery going up this hill. The video probably doesn't show it, but this gets pretty steep up in here. And the water just runs down this driveway all winter long, and it's always just an icy mess. Well, dang. I was not expecting that. Back on up. Huh. Oh, there it is. This is all new since the last time I was here. Give her a little more idle. If I give the truck too much idle from the rip, it'll end up slugging the valve in here and it won't pump. I feel like I put tanks behind this building at one point. I know. I just hook it up. I just hooked it up. Alright guys, well, we just finished delivering for the day. We're not done with the video, we still got lots of other stuff to do, but I gotta load the plant first. Or load from the plant. But fortunately, we own everything from all the way up there, all the way to the road here. And this road is an obnoxiously high volume traffic road. So in the spring, we're gonna rough in a driveway right here, put out a couple signs, and put a big firewood rack out here. A really nice one. I'll see if I can figure out how to impose a picture of it here, but we're gonna build two of them, one for here and one for the office, which is also a very high traffic location. Unfortunately for both of them, they're high traffic, but they're not hard to get in and out of. So I think we'll do really well with them here. All right, so done delivering. Now we're heading to the sand pit to load up the sander, because the parking lot at the office is a skating rink. This sander has got to be one of the handiest things we've ever bought. We used to do everything out of dirt buckets and spread it by hand, and it would take a few hours to sand our parking lot. And even when you're young, it would just thrash your back trying to keep your balance on the ice. So a few years ago, we sprung and got the actual truck bed sander, and it's been a lifesaver. All right, all loaded up, sand with salt. We're gonna head over to the plant real quick. We'll just make 2 passes on it, get it melting. It's all sun over there, so that should take care of it, and then we'll spread the rest of it back at the office.